Dad,
Yes.
can you come up?
Okay.
We want you to say something on mic.
On mic. All right. Well, I sometimes listen to None Taken, but very seldom.
Fucking nailed it.
The following program contains material that is just too cute. Viewer discretion is advised.
I feel like there's a phrase that is well known and used frequently, but I can't help but notice that it's more in the zeitgeist now than maybe ever. It's probably at its high water mark. Have you noticed people using the phrase silly goose a lot more?
I've noticed people using it. I don't know about a lot more, but sure. Yeah, maybe.
There's a university I work at where they sell shirts that say that they're the silliest goose at that university. I was like, oh, yeah. Petra's a silly goose. We call her a silly goose. She is a silly goose.
She is a silly goose. I have seen her, yes. She qualifies.
The concept of a serious goose makes me laugh a lot more. Right?
I feel
like a business goose.
Right.
Like,
Goose often seem angry to me. So
yeah, I know. But would you call that serious?
No, I think serious is not
Angry
angry.
Goose? People say angry goose. We got
That is a beautiful cock.
That's the wrong
That's
button.
not
I'm
at all.
so sorry.
There was no geese
There,
involved.
it was you. It was you. It's right next to this button.
Come pig.
That's a different button.
That's a very different button, Dustin.
That's a good looking cock.
That's a different one than this
That
one.
is a beautiful cock. That's a good looking
Those
cock.
are two different ones. It's right next to this one.
Colored.
I don't know why you said that.
Caucuses are really.
Let's not hit any of these. It's too early in the show for those.
Hitler?
Okay. Oh,
Cum pig.
no, not cum pig. The goose. Serious goose. That's
Serious
why we're
goose. Serious goose. Yes. So like wearing a little striped suit and a red tie.
Here. Yeah,
and,
a business goose.
A business
Probably
goose.
wearing socks and
Some Florsheim shoes that are too big for him.
Rubio, Marco Rubio, the serious goose. The serious goose in the White House, Marco Rubio.
There you go.
Yeah, it is very rare that we get this early of a show title, but you did this last week too with your beaver shirt. Serious Goose.
I can see the cover art already.
Yeah, yeah. Rubio. I think Rubio, his features lend himself to be gooseified.
I agree. I believe that's.
You know who was a serious goose, Alan?
Who's a serious goose?
That guy that was sitting in the back seat of the F-14 reading the maps for
Very
Maverick.
serious goose.
Oh, that's the wrong button. That would have been great timing.
Don't let me in his damn house.
Boom! Welcome to the Friday Headlines Roundup edition of Nubsteakums. I'm your host, Craig. Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, and all the way from Morton, Washington is my good friend Alan, bringing you this week's headlines. Now lock in and prepare yourself for your independent alternative to the partisan voices you're used to. And now, as is tradition, it's Friday.
So, another Friday's upon us. What'll you be doing, Smithers? Something gay, no doubt. What? You know, lighthearted, fancy-free. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is on the town.
Exactly, sir.
Exactly, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, theys and gays, and anything else you prefer to be known as, welcome to None Taken. Well, hey, you little zebra heads, welcome to None Taken. It's your wacky Friday morning zoo. Recorded on a Wednesday night. That's why we sound crazy. Go into your boss's office and knock down the painting of the picture of his wife and kids, because it's Friday.
Or put pictures of Letterman all over the place.
Put pictures of Letterman all over G. Gordon Liddy's office because it's okay. That hurts my head. I can't keep doing that.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride, Alan. That's a silly goose.
You're wearing your kimono.
I'm wearing. What
Very-
does that have to do? What,
A very purple. It's a very nice
does
kimono.
that mean?
Lighthearted,
Fancy
fancy-free.
free?
Okay.
Something gay,
Well,
no doubt.
What? You know what, Alan?
It's not for women.
No matter how much you say it, this is for me.
As
I went and
Marco
picked
Rubio
up a
taught
package
us.
off my front porch. And a car drove by.
Oh, yeah?
No,
Did you make sure
whistle.
you were all tucked in, so to
Yeah.
speak?
Yeah. I leaned over, turned around, picked it up,
Yeah.
looked over my shoulder,
Coyly, wistfully, perhaps.
Wistfully, coyly. That's it. Now, coy seems racist, and I can't say why. I don't know why, but with a kimono and you're saying coyly, Oh, Alan, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to tell people what to do if they want to join the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so this show is ad-free. We don't have ads on the show, mostly because we start the show off talking about, everything we just did. But aside from that, we don't rely on ads so that we can do that because of viewers like you. So head on over to nonetaken.horse if you're cool. If you don't trust it, you can go to nonetakenpod.com. The horse redirects you to that one. It's fine if you're square. Head over to nonetaken.horse. And the first link you can click on right there says join our Patreon. You can join at any price point. You get the same features. So you get full access to our hidden tracks. We just did a bunch of news in the hidden track. Talked about the War Powers Act. We talked about, I don't know, lots of stuff. Lots of news in there. Stuff that's more of like the stuff of the day. And then this is our Friday show, right? So we kind of got our recap of, things that are still current, but they're less like, in the hidden track, we're doing things right now because that comes out tonight. Like I'm going to post that. It's already processing right now. I'm going to post that as soon as we're done with this. This will post. Okay. Anyways, when you join the Patreon, you get all that immediately. You get extra show and you get video for the existing show. So you can see the kimono, I guess. And you can do all that at nonetaken.horse. There's other things you do at nonetaken.horse. Alan will walk you through that.
Yeah. So you also get to watch along with the videos that Dustin plays.
I said that.
No, you said you can see the kimono. There's also, you play videos also on the show.
Video.
Yeah. So low price of $3 a month. Go over to nonetaken.horse. Join the Patreon. Y'all are the bestest listeners. You keep the show going. We love you. We appreciate you. Go to nonetaken.horse or nonetakenpod.com if you prefer. You can find our merch store there.
Yeah.
We have lots of cool stuff over there. We have golf/cum towels.
Should we make golf cum towels? Yes.
Golf cum towels. We have we say cut in this house mugs. We have don't honk at me. My mom is dead. Bumper
My mom's
magnets.
not dead, though. Yeah, car magnets. What we should do Marco Rubio Serious Goose t-shirts.
We should do that.
Okay, we need to make the artwork though. If someone can make real artwork rather than the AI, I would like that.
That would be really cool.
But you know what? We'll do a cover art with that and the Serious Goose in the White House.
Serious Rubio Goose.
I don't know how that's going to translate. Like, if someone's going to look at that and like just be what?
They're going to be very confused, and that's the
we're
point.
going to do. I haven't made it yet, but I am going to make it. I love the theater, and I'm not a fan of the t-shirts.
Yes,
yeah, with Abraham Lincoln and John Wilkes Booth.
You can also go to the bottom of the page, nonetaken.horse.
I'm not doing it.
And you can support the people that support us. Slickestdigital.com for all your SEO and marketing needs. Slickestdigital.com and JeffHancockPhotography.com for all your photographic needs.
I'm not doing it. I'm not scrolling. They can find it. They should go to the page. They can see it.
They can see it.
Yeah.
All right.
You got news? How's your news?
It's great. I wrote it.
I'm going to read it. Yeah.
Iranian strikes hit Kuwaiti International Airport, killing one.
This was, so when we were doing don't you love it when I interrupt? When we were doing a show yesterday, we were like, hey, Iran threw a bunch of missiles, and I even said on the show, like, according to reports, they were either intercepted or failed to target.
Yeah.
And then we woke up this morning, and there was like the inside of a major airport terminal.
Yes, in rubble.
Just in rubble, Barney Rubble.
Barney Rubble trouble. Killing one person, injuring 63 others, and temporarily diverting or suspending flights. So, as you mentioned, the airport...
It's almost like we can't trust our administration to be telling us the truth.
Almost like that. So this happened, I think, probably like right after we got off the air. It was like around 3 o'clock this morning was when this article was posted. So it was very late night over East Coast time.
Night.
So we already talked about this a little bit in the hidden track, but a couple of quotes from this article. In a taped interview that aired Wednesday, Trump acknowledged calling Netanyahu crazy. He also said it was unlikely the U.S. blockade of Iran would still be in place by Labor Day. That's in September.
Unlikely is not what I would want. No, we have a bet going on about this.
We do. Adding that he believed the situation would resolve itself fairly quickly, whatever that means.
He's been saying that since March.
Yeah. He warned that he would ultimately have to make a determination. Do we sign a deal or we do it the other way? And the other way is not nice.
Like turn it over?
It's not nice.
Never mind. I've got a dirty mind.
It's the backseat of a Volkswagen, Dustin. Meanwhile, the Israeli military launched new strikes in Lebanon on Wednesday.
No, that doesn't sound right. Donald Trump just yelled at them and they said they weren't going to do that anymore.
As it traded occasional attacks with Iran-backed Hezbollah, despite...
Oh, no. Netanyahu said Benjamin
Netanyahu
said he wasn't going to send troops into Beirut, which he was never going to do. He was going to do airstrikes the whole time.
Yeah. Despite Trump announcing both sides had agreed to de-escalate. So that's where we are with the war in Iran, everybody. Welcome to
as of Wednesday evening. I can't wait to find out what's been blown up and what hasn't, or if it all just magically resolves itself. You know what? We should come up with quotes that is Donald Trump talking about the Iran war or COVID? Remember, he's like, I think that one day it'll all just
go away. Yeah. Rubio, we talked about this a little bit, but
sunlight, maybe put some bleach in
there.
Yeah.
Have we tried bleaching Iran?
Yeah.
Rubio said in front of Congress yesterday, in front of the House, that there would be a deal. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be next month, which means like nothing. That doesn't mean anything.
That means nothing.
That's a useless fucking.
You know who I think likes that though?
Who?
His boss. He's just constantly talking to his boss. Yeah.
You got him the right size shoes.
Goose.
He's a very serious goose.
Yeah. 6 states held midterm primaries. Josh Turek, a Democrat, and Ashley Hinson, a Republican, won nominees in Iowa's Senate race. Ashley Hinson. There was something funny about this when I heard the name, but that's not funny.
AshleyMadison.com.
Maybe. Okay, so Josh Turek and Ashley Hinson won nominations in Iowa's Senate race, and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass advanced to a runoff against who? Is that Spencer Pratt?
I think it's going to be Pratt. As of when I looked last, they still were counting. So California takes a while, but
can you explain why they take so long? Their gubernators are uncalled. Why does California take so long?
I think
Max asked me, and I couldn't. I mean, I probably have a version of what you're saying. I'll listen. I'll hang up and listen.
I think they don't start counting votes until the elections is over. And a lot of places start counting them as they're coming in. I think that's what it is, but there could be other mitigating factors. What did you think it was?
They take a long time, and that there's a lot to count. And they do.
There is a lot to count. It's a very populous state,
and that there's the mix of rural areas with their problems and heavy population centers with separate problems.
Right.
And being fair to both of them. That's all I got. I don't know.
All right. So a couple things. So. The gubernatorial race in California, like you said, probably. So Steyer is, I think, in third place. He's the one that spent probably the most money with Javier Becerra, and I can't remember the third one is. But Steyer could still pull out a win here. So unclear. The mayor's race, it could be Pratt against Bass, which for some reason seems funny to me.
Pratt and Bass.
Yeah, and the guy from the Hills.
Sounds like a morning show.
Yeah, yes.
Spidey. He's part of Spidey.
Was he part of Spidey?
Spencer and Heidi. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
He's the Spa from Spidey. Yeah.
God, I think I blacked that out on purpose. So that could be fun. We'll see what happens there. The Iowa race, the governor's race.
Oh, Iowa! It's the governor's race. It's a Democrat. He ran unopposed. Alan, his name is. Wait for it. Okay. Are you waiting?
I'm waiting.
Keep waiting. About 5 more seconds. Rob Sand.
So
I've been wanting to do that all day. I heard it in the radio. I heard it on the radio in the shower. And I said, what? Rob's? Oh, speaking of rocks, I found this terracotta piece when I was at the lake the other day. Isn't that weird? And it's where the lake is all recessed because of the drought. Do
you think it's a very old piece of terracotta?
I don't know. I mean, it's a man-made lake, so.
Okay. So Trump's candidate, the one he backed, did not win in that primary,
he had a streak going.
Yeah, he had a pretty good streak going, so that was a pretty big deal. The Iowa race, which was mentioned in the headline, the Dems think they might be able to pick up a Senate seat in Iowa, even though
really,
yeah. So if you remember, do you remember this? Iowa voted for Obama twice, and then since has voted for Trump 3 times in a row. So, however, Iowa is a huge agriculture state, right? And
things aren't going so well under Trumpies.
No, they lost China to sell all their soybeans to. They got to buy diesel at twice the price it used to be for their tractors. So they got a lot of
you get the
reasons.
right type of Democrat in there, you should be able to win.
Yeah, so they have a lot of reasons
Problem is the DNC.
not to vote red this year. But we'll see what happens. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 to allow Alabama to use
Alabama.
a GOP-drawn congressional map for the 2026 midterms, halting a lower court order that blocked.
So this is a whipsaw here. So first the court kind of says they can do whatever to Louisiana. Alabama does it. A lower court, last week we probably had a headline saying the lower court stopped this. And now the Supreme Court in their hidden track.
Shadow docket,
without an explanation said, no, they can go ahead. They're like, no, that's what we intended. Do it.
It was an unsigned response, but they did have a couple of comments.
Because they were afraid of putting their name on it?
So we do have some comments with names on them. While federal courts should not impose changes close to an election, the justices wrote in their unsigned ruling, states are free to decide for themselves whether last-minute changes to an election are in their best interest. So obviously that was from the conservative side of the court. This is from Sotomayor. She said, now the court is squarely faced with a record of the turmoil it has caused and the harm it has wrought. She was joined in this statement by Kagan and Jackson. Yet, just as Alabama doubled down on racial discrimination, the court today doubles down on chaos. Because I choose to defend the rule of law and the right of all Alabamians to participate equally in democracy, I respectfully dissent.
Who's that? Is that Doug Jones, or is that that was a Supreme Court justice?
That was Kagan.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Sotomayor. I'm sorry,
Sotomayor.
Yeah.
Why don't we just have Republican judges and Democrat judges at this point? Why are we even pretending? They should just have a letter next to their name.
I feel like I stopped pretending years ago.
Well,
I've said it on the show many times. It didn't used to be a thing. They were supposed to be, don't you remember how much we thought that Eric Roberts was going to change the court? I said Eric on purpose. I remember when he got appointed, and they were like, "Fuck, he's going to be the Grand Wizard or whatever it is." They wear the same clothes. What is it? Chief Justice, Partisan
Wizard of the Supreme Court. Okay, Alan, we should probably start calling him the Grand Wizard. At this point, look at what they just did. Distinguish them between them and the KKK, the KKK, as we learned recently.
The Knights quadruple K. Yeah, I'm fine with calling him the Grand Wizard. I think that's apt.
We should start doing that. We should get that started. That'd be a good bit.
We could.
That'd be a great bit, Alan.
Great bit. We could make T-shirts. We got lots of merch ideas. All right,
I gotta write that down. I gotta talk.
You got number 4.
Okay. Louisiana enacted a new congressional map. This is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is expected to help Republicans gain a U.S. House seat. On paper, these are your words.
All right, you can read that if you want. On paper, Republicans could pick up more than a dozen seats between Texas, Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, Missouri, Louisiana, and Tennessee, all changing their maps based on the Supreme Court's ruling. Meanwhile, Democrats have up to 6 opportunities to pick up seats through redistricting and prior litigation from California and Utah. So, Democrats are still favored by most polling to take the House.
Yeah, but under a fair situation, they would be favored by a lot. And
yeah.
now they're going to get a little squeaky.
A very squeaky. All right.
President Trump. No, your turn.
President Trump named Federal Housing Finance Agency Director.
Oh, this motherfucker, Bill
Pulte. As acting director of national intelligence, Pulte replaced Tulsi Gabbard when her resignation takes effect on June the 30th.
Okay, so acting director.
Which means he doesn't have to be confirmed by the Senate, and he doesn't have to have the experience that normally would be required to do this
constitutionally.
job. Yes.
Right. Because it was added to this, maybe not constitutionally because this was created after 9/11, but yeah.
Legislatively.
Legislatively, yeah. A little background on this guy. So I talked about this on the Hidden Track yesterday on a reel post that we put up on the show's Instagram. He is the grand... when it's a man, they call him the scion. When it's a woman, it's an heiress. So he's the heiress of a construction company, which I guess kind of lends itself to finance of housing. I can squint a little at that and be okay with it.
Sure, he knows a lot about mortgages, I'm sure.
And then as soon as he got that job, he's like, by the way, I'm the commissioner of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Y'all can kiss my ass. Pew, pew, pew. That's not how that supposedly works.
No.
It normally works, but whatever. Who cares? It's the Trump administration, right? And then none of that is that notable other than the fact that he's the guy that started finding these loopholes that they can go after Fannie Willis, not Fannie Mae,
Fani.
Wait, was it Fonnie Willis, or did he go after?
He went after multiple people. He went after
Letitia James. That's who it was.
He went after Lisa Cook. He went after Jerome Powell. He went after I think he went after Fani too, but definitely Letitia James, and maybe even Comey. So he was essentially weaponizing the department that he was running to investigate people and say that they had committed mortgage fraud, whether they had lied about using a house as a primary residence, or things like that. Very basic shit. And he tried to get Lisa Cook kicked off the Fed because of some loophole.
That failed.
That failed. Yeah.
Right. And now he is being rewarded by being given an additional job. He's also a serious goose.
Very serious goose, this guy.
He's a serious goose, yeah. I've heard that he's, listener said that he's a major shareholder in Mr. Beast. So, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. So just to be clear, like the DNI was created after 9/11 because there was failures in the intelligence community because they weren't talking to each other. So the DNI is supposed to be like the person that brings all of them together, right? Mm-hmm. There's like 20 different intelligence agencies, like CIA, FBI, all these other ones too, that they kind of manage and coordinate so that they're actually talking to each other and we don't have these misses where data falls through the cracks because, agencies are fighting with one another. It's a big fucking job. And Tulsi at least had a little bit of like somewhat, some military experience, right? This guy, nothing. It's
it's funny timing on this is, in terms of like sharing information, it reminded me of a headline that I saw earlier today. The CIA is in the midst of a bitter turf war over mission priorities and control of U.S. national security assessment. So this has resulted in the agency, the CIA, suspending contributions to some intelligence assessments produced by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. So exactly why it was created is now in conflict of actually being effective because you put Tulsi there. Right. Tulsi's still there. She hasn't stepped down yet.
No, she's still June.
Said she's 30th, stepping down.
End of the month. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the end of the month. Yeah.
That's twice Bone Thugs and Harmony have come up.
Oh, you noticed the song? I'm that good of a singer.
Yeah, you got the key. You're up, number 6.
Oh, fuck. Let's talk more. Well, you want to talk about him being involved with Mr. Beast or something? Okay, it is a podcast. A federal appeals court ruled 2-1 that the Trump administration's policy that banned transgender troops from serving in the military likely violated their right to equal protection. Happy Pride. The ruling blocks the discharge. I hate it when that happens. You get a retrograde one that goes into your bladder, Alan.
Oof, that can't be good.
I think that happened to Tom Green. That's where I first learned about that.
All right. You going to finish the headline?
It's called a retrograde ejaculation, Alan.
That sounds... I remember hearing that.
Yeah. Oh, transgender troops been serving in the military. This likely violated their rights to equal protection. The ruling blocks the discharge of active duty transgender plaintiffs, so they can't be discharged, while allowing enlistment restrictions. So you can keep the restriction, but you can't discharge the existing ones. So it's kind of like a hold, right?
Yes.
Nobody new in, nobody's going out.
Yes, exactly.
No potatoes.
From the algo.
You gotta listen to the hidden track to get the potatoes joke.
All right, so this is what
just join the hidden track. It's $3. What's wrong with you?
This is what the judge said. He said,
"Do you not have a Patreon?" I understand. I don't like Patreon either, but if you get in there, you get a bunch of extra stuff, and we'll give you a link to it so you don't have to go there. We put it on YouTube. You get all those links in the Patreon. You don't have to live in Patreon. It's weird. I agree.
Yeah, you get an RSS feed from there if you want.
Yeah. If you don't understand, just message me. I'll walk you through it.
The judge said the Hegseth policy was premised, at least in part, on a non-legitimate state interest to harm the politically unpopular group of transgender persons. Wilkins wrote in an opinion, adding that President Trump declared transgender people as categorically unfit for military service explicitly because of their gender identity.
I've heard people say that no matter how tolerant and open-minded you are of other people's choices, at the end of the day, it's a mental illness. And I find that to be very bigoted and closed-minded. And I think that you might meet a lot of people that are like that, but not every person who's trans. I mean, I'm sure you could have examples of somebody that is an expression of a mental illness, but I mean, it's certainly not the case for everybody who's trans. Like,
No, I don't think that at all.
and I can't stress this enough. Like, if they do it right, you don't know, so that you got to take that data off of your list. Super sleuth.
So the plaintiffs that brought this case had 130 years of combined service in the military.
Wow.
And something like 80 commendations between them. I think it was like a dozen or so people.
So, okay, while that is a lot of combined service years, that also tells me that there should be more plaintiffs. That doesn't add up to that.
No.
many people.
This is a small group.
So again, it's like the athletes, right? It's like, oh, all 12 people doing this are really going to be affected. Glad we made it national politics.
Well, it is. So it is. I think they estimate there's something like 3,000 members across all branches
Okay.
that
a
that
big
are.
number.
It's not that big, but it's it's not nothing. And so this is I don't know, what is this like? This is like don't ask, don't tell levels of progress,
Yeah, it does
or
seem like
something.
that. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we regressed a lot, and then we're trying to two steps backward, one steps forward, I guess. All right, a Russian drone crashed into an apartment building in Romania after being part of an attack on Ukraine, injuring 2 people.
Oh yeah, I remember when I thought we were going to have NATO in World War III when this happened. This is a few days ago, right? Was this Friday?
This Friday.
Over the weekend?
Yeah,
Okay.
Friday. Drawing NATO and EU condemnation. Now, that's on the heels of the biggest direct attack against Kyiv last week.
Okay, but now it crashed into Romania. Like, I mean, it wasn't like Russia wasn't going to start World War III by crashing one fucking drone into an apartment in Romania. It was an oopsie daisy.
Yeah.
It's
not
Serious Goose made a mistake.
This is not the first oopsie daisy. They've done this in Poland and a couple other countries.
Yeah.
It's happened probably.
Poland time was Ukraine. Don't forget.
It's probably happened 4 or 5 times since the war started.
You do remember when Ukraine did it?
I remember. Okay. So speaking of which, so Russia had sort of foreshadowed this big attack coming, and what they
I've heard anti-war radio talking about it, saying like they told Americans
to get out.
Yeah.
And then Americans were like, no, fuck you, we're not going to.
Yeah.
But the reason they gave was they said that Ukraine had struck a college in Russian-occupied, I think, Luhansk.
No, I told you about this. Yeah, it was Russia's occupied section of Ukraine.
Yes.
And it sort of sounded like a parallel of how the U.S. hit that
girls'
school with all the girls in it. Yeah. So go on. I've talked about this, but I'm sure nobody listens to me. I'm always told how I say a lot of things. You can't be expected to remember everything I say. It's fine.
So Russia claims that happened, and so they said that the response was going to be heavy. They were going to hit the hell out of Kyiv, and then they waited, and they kept sending planes over Ukraine, sort of threatening people. And people in Kyiv had sort of, they're not on the front lines in Kyiv. And so people hadn't been going to shelters, hadn't been going to the subways, things like that. And so it was almost like a PSYOP campaign where they were like trying to frighten people.
Yeah.
And then finally, when they did hit, everybody went down to the subways and all the shelters and everything. People who waited to go were having trouble just finding a place to like lay down. It was that crowded. And then in the morning, when they thought it was over, people, started going back to their homes, work, whatever. And then they sent in the hypersonic missiles again to hit.
Oh, that's fucked, man.
Yeah. So
to civilian areas.
Yes. So really just an attempt to break morale. And we've seen the front line sort of solidify. There really hasn't been any movement.
Right.
It's kind of, they're stuck. And so now it's
Russia's churning through people to maintain their...
Right.
Yeah.
And so now this is just a game of almost, it's not attrition, but like morale almost, where, Ukraine is striking deep into Russia. We talked about St. Petersburg on the hidden track, and Russia's doing the same thing to Kyiv. Obviously, Russia being the 80-pound gorilla in this fight.
Yeah, but Ukraine was the one that was invaded, and they already know that. Like the people of, you could certainly make it worse, but I feel like the people there have accepted the fact that they are being targeted by Russia.
Yeah.
This is new to Russia. You're waking up and seeing your fuel depots in St. Petersburg blow up because Ukrainian drones flew 1,000 kilometers over Russia, like within Russia, without being shot down. Like that.
And the other thing
way
is
worse.
that Orban lost in Hungary a couple weeks ago, right? And so he no longer has.
He was holding up all that money that Europe was trying to give to
Yeah, so he had the veto in the EU. And so I think it's like $90 billion or something like that's going to go to Ukraine from the EU. So Ukraine's got an ally again, because the U.S. has certainly stepped away from that, but the EU has stepped in place. So, you know, yeah, there we are.
I'm glad we covered that so much. That's been nagging at me that we didn't really. I mean, we've kind of talked about it in the hidden track.
Yeah.
But both times this week, it's just sort of been like short topics. I'm glad you had so much to say. I knew I could count on you. Uganda. Oh, this is a bad one.
Yes.
Uganda closed its border with the Democratic Republic of Congo amid a surge in Ebola that has led to. What does that squiggly mean? About
approximately
1,000 suspected. I'm not only laughing because I forgot how to read symbols. All right, serious face, tiger face. Ebola, Congo. So they've closed Uganda closed their border with the Democratic Republic of Congo after about 1,000 people suspected cases of Ebola and 220 suspected deaths in eastern Congo. This is really bad. There's one thing that I keep hearing from multiple news agencies is when they go in to look into this and investigate what it's like on the scene, doctors not having PPE and dead Ebola victims laying right next to people that are sick and trying to be treated. And Ebola is incredibly contagious on a corpse.
So we talked a little bit about this before, that this strain of Ebola is a different strain than the more common one. I think there's only been
and how they fucked up because when they first started getting cases, they tested it with the test for the other strains. And they're like, good news, you don't have Ebola. And then they died of Ebola. They're like, oh shit, what about the other test? Oh,
right.
Well, okay, don't.
And
tell
because
me
this isn't the common one, they don't have vaccines or really a good treatment for it.
Right.
The closing of the border with Uganda is against WHO guidance, and there's a reason for that. And
why?
The reason is that if you close a border, people find a way to get through anyways. And so
I didn't hear anybody saying that during COVID.
So the problem is if you're trying to track people's movements and they're not going through an official like checkpoint to go from one place to another, that becomes more difficult because they're using back ways to get across the border. And people in this area cross these borders all the time. The New York Times had a story this morning about that the gold mining area. Where people,
that's where it started from. It was the gold mining area.
Yeah, where people go to.
So, I mean, because of that, you could think of like, all your stories from the Bay Area, the California gold rush. You got a bunch of people coming in to make it rich from all over the place, coming and going along with prostitution and all the types of vice and things.
You got to sell them tents like Levi's.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
So you get a lot of people moving in and out of this area, and then there are people that maybe necessarily aren't on the radar. They're having trouble doing contact tracing anyway. Closing the border only makes that worse. I mean, I think the numbers that are in this headline are probably very conservative. I think it's probably a lot worse than
was it today's New York Times or was it another podcast that I was listening to where they were talking about how there was like a priest who died from Ebola and they needed to they wanted to get the body. Yeah. So in their culture, when somebody dies, they have a ceremony where they wash the body, and then all the community comes together. They wash the body, and they bury it. Now, an Ebola victim, as you said, that's like literally the worst thing you do with Ebola.
Worst thing you can do. And so a pastor, a priest, I think it was a Catholic priest, had died at this hospital, and the community wanted to go get him and do he was a very popular priest, and they wanted to do their normal rites of burial. And so the hospital wasn't allowing that. So the people were getting violent. They were throwing rocks at the doctor. They were, and people showed up with guns.
The guy barely made it out, basically.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. And the other thing too is there is a huge mistrust of like governmental agencies and in this community because, first of all, also we've said this before, but this is a war-torn area, right? There's gangs and all kinds of stuff happening. It's chaos. And people don't trust their government. Oh, sounds like COVID again. And so when the government says do this, don't do that.
They think that the antennas on the
Doctors Without Borders guys
think that that's causing COVID.
Yeah, because the timing worked out where they showed up when people started dying or after. Right after.
That's exactly how you show up when you're
right. All right. The U.S. proposed tariffs of 10%.
Oh, wait. hold on. There's one other thing we say when we talk about Ebola that not enough people talk about, which is there isn't good news, but there is like, let's not get hysterical here. As bad as this is, it's still something that it requires fluid contact. Like you need it. It's not airborne like COVID. You can't like be in the same room. Like someone's gonna have to cough on you. You're gonna have to get their blood on you. It's not as difficult to contract as HIV, but it's like similarly in that way. Yeah. So like you have a little distance can. I'm not as worried about getting it myself. Should we get to the point where this is,
yeah, this isn't going to be like a COVID type situation.
No, but a lot of people are going to fucking die in that region because because we don't have the things that we know work in place to prevent these things from spreading when they start.
And I think that's really the worst part and the saddest part about this is that
this was all preventable.
All preventable. Like if the USAID hadn't been destroyed by the Trump administration, that we would have had people on the ground. We would have been able to distribute PPE. They don't have very basic things that are very easy to get.
It's like the last time this happened, they described this as building the firehouse in the middle of a fire. And then as soon as that was done, they're like, well, we don't need this fire truck or
Let's take it down
anymore.
Yeah.
And now here we are again.
Here we are. All right. The U.S. proposed tariffs of 10% to 12.5% on imports from 60 economies under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974, saying the economies failed to enforce bans on goods made with forced labor. So if you recall, after the Supreme Court struck down the initial IEEPA tariffs, then Trump put in place 10% tariffs across the board using another old statute. Those are set to expire next month. So now he's bringing these in using a different old statute.
Okay.
Saying that they haven't proven they're not using child labor to make these.
And
goods.
all they have to do is keep writing reports to be able to justify their dog shit, right?
Yep. Okay. And they seem to keep trying to find cute ways to avoid doing what the court's telling them to do. I have another story, another news about tariffs we'll talk about when we get there.
Okay.
This is a big
10?
story here, number 10.
So, I've been watching this, and it blew up yesterday while we were recording. CBS News editor-in-chief Barry Weiss named former technology journalist Nick Bilton executive producer of 60 Minutes, replacing Tanya Simpson, not Tanya Harding. So Tanya Simpson, if I'm not mistaken, Tanya Simpson was a recent replacement too, right? And they were like...
Yes, that's about a year ago.
Yeah, and there was some upheaval about that because that kind of came as a response to the Trump administration.
Yes.
But at least that person had a background here. This Nick Bilton guy was he used to write for the Times, I think.
Tech writer for the Times.
Yeah, so you really haven't heard a lot of negative press about this in the New York Times? They're like, this is a former colleague. Am I wrong? Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
Yeah, and I don't know what you have. I see you have a bunch of notes. I'm not going to read your notes.
Yeah.
But okay, I see something about Scott Pelley. Do you want to? Should I wait? Do you have a flow of things?
Yeah. So let me just.
When we get to Pelley, I have something to say.
Yeah. So the headline here isn't like the really big headline that blew up. It was things adjacent to it, although this was a big deal. So Barry Weiss, in a statement with the president of CBS News, Tom Sabrowski, said that they had to build a show that thrives in the 21st century. That requires a new approach, defining it as expanding 60 Minutes beyond a 1-hour television broadcast, deepening its role across CBS News, and holding...
But that's what they tried to do that years ago. They did 60 Minutes 2, they did 60 Minutes Sports.
Yeah. They're not doing anything avant-garde here. Holding everything we produce to the ambition, fairness, and fearlessness that has defined 60 Minutes at its best. Now, so that was...
120 Minutes, starring that guy with the bald head on...
Now, what was something about Mary? Have you thought
Penfield.
of 6-minute apps instead of
seven sunflowers spinning on a branch, eating 6 squirrels spinning on a branch, eating sunflowers on my grandpa's ranch?
Yeah.
7.
So this all came
6, 7.
This all came out, and Scott Pelley, who was a longtime correspondent for 60 Minutes, I want to say over
noted asshole and hothead Scott Pelley.
No, not at all. Been there for over 30 years. He was terminated late Tuesday, a day after.
Yeah, because he blew up at Barry and this new guy, right?
Yeah. Well, he sharply criticized Bilton. They have an audio recording obtained by NBC News, where he says,
Why are we not playing that?
"Oh,
I don't know where that is. I wish I knew about that.
I only know about it because I read it. I haven't heard it, so I don't know if it's publicly available."
All right. So there was an audio recording.
Yes, where he accused Weiss of murdering.
Whoa.
that was his words. The Venerable News magazine, which debuted in '68, he said she does not love this place. She was brought in to kill it, and she's doing exactly that. He went on to say that Weiss had no qualifications to oversee CBS News, and that Bilton only had slender qualifications for his new role.
Slender Man.
Yeah. So after that all came out, then Pelley was fired. Weiss said in the statement that they had a meeting wherein steps were provided that Pelley could come back, like he could make amends.
Whoa.
Pelley says that's bullshit. That didn't happen.
Keep your dignity, Pelley.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he doesn't need the money.
No. But also he said that they didn't offer him any sort of there was no pathway.
Well, Anderson Cooper quit right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was
so
I'm not waiting for this shit.
Yeah, former executive producer Tanya Simon, correspondents Sharon Alfonsi, and Cecilia Vega all quit. Part of what happened prior to this was Pelley had asked in a meeting why those people were let go. And Barry Weiss said she wasn't going to answer that question. Anderson Cooper, as you mentioned, who'd been there for 20 years, he left. He just quit. I saw
the writing on the wall when she took the job.
Yeah. They
offered him something, and he was like, no.
I saw Don Lemon on cable today saying, look, if I were at that organization and this was happening, I would feel shitty if I didn't leave, essentially.
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my only thing I wanted to say about all of this is, if you don't know anything about who Scott Pelley is, it is remarkable that they turned this person into like a strongly opinionated and aggressive. Like, do you know how much of a prick you have to be to turn Scott Pelley into a badass rebel?
Yes.
Like, that is the biggest fucking nerd in news. Like, maybe there's something about him I don't know, and he's like Harrison Ford, secretly crashing pains and smoking doobies the whole time. But like, Scott Pelley, like, this is hi, I'm a square-jawed newsman. Look at my hair, can't you tell?
I mean, he's almost a throwback in journalism, right? He's almost a Walter Cronkite. Like, he's like that kind of figure. And he's been around for a very long time. Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of people were drawing comparisons to, like, what Orban did in Hungary as far as his friends taking over the media.
Alan, I've drawn those
You
comparisons.
have.
How
yes.
dare you? Done here on our podcast. See, nobody listens to me.
This does seem to be that. Like, the Ellisons are just fucking... That's what they're doing. They put Barry Weiss there to do this,
right?
Apparently.
And the way that actually worked in Orban's Hungary was
his friends bought media outlets,
and they kept the constitution. They just made little changes about who can get licenses. They can control who gets the licenses, which is exactly what this country is doing.
Yes.
And remember, the counter to that isn't to talk about how it's violating norms. It's corruption, chaos. And there's a third one, cunt. I don't know. There's 3 C's. I talked about.
Go read Timothy Snyder. He'll tell you what to do. Right.
It's a little different, but yeah,
similar.
It worked in. But what I'm actually saying is something I said on the show before. There was 3 C's: corruption, chaos, and I forget.
The ways to fight that politically.
Fight this, and that's what works. Talking about how these guys violating the norms doesn't work. They did that for years in Hungary. It didn't matter.
Right.
But what finally worked was focusing on the corruption and the chaos. Cronyism, corruption, chaos, I think, something like that.
That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, so that's where we are. All right. President Trump signed an order that creates a voluntary framework for federal review of advanced AI models before public release.
Wait, is this different than last week when you said that he was not going to? Because I also heard more about this that said that even though this is written down, it's not really stopping anything.
Yeah, I saw that you had that note. Is this contradictory? So actually, literally in the article, it says it's unclear what's different about what he signed today that he refused to sign last week.
Because this is basically non-binding.
It's completely non-binding. It's voluntary. The government gets to have a 30-day time frame to review it if these companies
if they choose to let them
do it. Okay. So
that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing.
It means absolutely nothing. Now, the initial bill was, or initial EO was, there was supposed to be a whole bunch of tech executives attending. It was supposed to have some ceremony to it, right? Like I think Amadei was going to be there, maybe Altman. A bunch of people were from the AI industry were going to be there because they were saying we're on board with this.
Right.
And this one, no fanfare, no ceremony, done without cameras. It was just a simple post on X.
What about the Pope?
No Pope. No Pope. So, yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean?
I think he just didn't want to draw that much attention to it, and maybe he decided that the 30-day win. Maybe it might have. We don't know, but it might have been like
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless.
Okay.
Yeah. So, no. All right.
NVIDIA
you wanted to talk
unveiled
about
RTX Spark, a new super chip to serve as the main processor for personal computers. So the idea here is instead of the AI companies having to chill out all their compute, they can put this chip in your pooter, and then you can pay for it, right? And then now, and this is also my other, you can answer, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong about any of this. The other thing I understand is it turns out that the GP, the graphics processing chip, was the one that was real good at working with these LLMs to do everything that has caused this, boom in AI. But what they're going to do is have this chip in your regular pooter, and it's different than the GP. It's like a CPU, right?
Something. Yes. So it will be the
Don't
main.
fucking laugh at me. These are letters, and I'm checking if they. This is what happens when I make myself vulnerable. I get laughed at.
Yes, this is what happens when you make yourself vulnerable on None Taken. I'm sorry, you're new here.
That's true. I do that too.
So
What the fuck?
So yes, this would be the main processor for the computer. That's how they're billing it. I think that probably they'll end up using some sort of hybrid configuration.
It's a hybrid.
Both this chip and some, or maybe on board it'll have some similarities to regular CPUs and GPUs. But anyways, basically, right now when you ask a question to ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever the case is, that goes up to the cloud and that connects to their data centers where they have all these racks full of these GPUs
Racks on racks
that do these calculations. I mean, at the base level, right? This is all math, right? This is all math. All that is math that's being pyramided up to answer questions in these systems, right? So the reason that GPUs work better with these systems is because they have a whole shit ton of smaller cores than a regular CPU spread out, right? And so you distribute the math problem, right? And they have all of them acting at the same time, so they're able to basically get to the answer faster than you would with a regular CPU. I think did that make sense?
No, you're doing a good job. I just caught myself in the video of me going, yeah, I follow.
That's more or less what the difference is, right?
Okay.
So,
and then this is going to be a hybrid, something like that.
Yeah. So what they're going to do?
The deal is those all work on like their
proprietary CUDA.
All those things aren't running on Windows.
No.
So they're going to put a chip in my computer. It's going to work on Windows and do this too. That sounds like a bottleneck. I ain't trusting Zune on this.
Yeah, there's definitely some technological, I think, barriers to be worked out here before this goes live. Okay. But if anybody can do it, NVIDIA and Microsoft probably.
Does this chip exist?
No, I don't believe it exists yet.
Okay.
It's in like or maybe there are. Yeah, prototypes exist probably, but they haven't. It's not in production by any means. Okay. All right. A Blue Origin New Glenn rocket exploded during a test on the launch pad.
I saw that video. I thought today was the day. Like, it's happening.
At Cape Canaveral ahead of a launch plan for next week. In fact, if you want to,
you saw the mushroom cloud.
I did. I have a note. It says, Dustin, click the link and share this video, and we'll talk about it.
I don't want it. This link?
Yeah.
It says newspaper.
Yeah,
see, it's
right there.
It's bad.
Yeah. So
you know what? I don't have audio. Oh, great! I got a Lipton iced tea commercial. This is what you wanted me to do.
Oh, that didn't happen to me when I played it.
Okay. Here, you know what? I've got audio for you. Here.
Fine.
It really paints the picture, doesn't it?
It really does paint the picture in an audio format. So yeah, nobody was hurt. This was an unmanned. They were just checking
the birds.
They were checking the engines, I guess some sort of test flight, and it blew up. They don't know why as of yet. This very rocket was supposed to take up some of their LEO internet satellites next week. So now that's not happening. Blue Origin does have a contract with NASA, as part of Artemis, which we talked about last week.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be taking up some of those moon buggies
Moon buggies.
to the moon.
Little blue moon buggy.
For the lunar base, I think in the next few years. This is just setback. All these companies have setbacks.
How is this going to affect the SpaceX IPO, Alan?
I don't think it's going to. I think the SpaceX IPO is going to be stupid and crazy regardless of this.
I think that a good time to buy SpaceX will be like shortly after the IPO when it dips. Because I think over a long timeline, they have the lead in privatized space. I think they are a good bet to invest in early on. I just think that, like, look, the people that want to sell the stock to the public don't sell it at a dumb time. So they know they can get the most right now for that sale. Am I, yeah?
You're right.
Especially the way they're selling it, targeting retail investors specifically, right?
Yeah, also...
I'm proud of these words. Am I close to good thought?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you.
Also, I think the valuations on this are like 103x earnings versus like when Google IPO'd, it was like 10x, and they had like...
What's that mean?
So that amount of money that they're actually making, it's like 103 times what the valuation of this company. And the problem I have with it is that it seemed like, especially in their public release, that it was mostly focused on AI, not the space part. And remember, he's combined the AI with SpaceX.
AI in space, yeah.
And so I think, honestly, I would be more bullish about this IPO if it were just SpaceX and not the AI part. Like,
right.
Like,
yeah, I mean, everything I said about it, I think is regarding that. Yeah. I do have some ideas on how to make money, though, if you want to buy into something this expensive.
Oh, do tell.
Suck dick, sell drugs, get fucked in my ass.
Yeah. Quick ways to make a buck.
Self-help advice here for your financial needs at nonetaken.horse.
Give me back my son!
All right, we go into a few pretty wild stories in this next couple of
Is this the part you were excited about?
Yes, this is.
Do I have to talk?
You get to read this first one, number 14.
Former CIA official David Rush, this is a great start, was arrested and charged with... Is this the guy with the gold bars?
Yes.
Former CIA official David Rush was arrested and charged with theft of public money after FBI agents allegedly seized, squiggly line, about 300 gold bars. About 300. That's like Die Hard 3.
It's a lot.
That's a Die Hard 3 amount. What is this? The Federal Reserve in New York City? That's about $40 million from his home. He had $40 million in gold bars from his home. What does he think? He's a New Jersey senator?
Right. He also had like 40 luxury watches, and
that's a lot of watches.
It's a lot of watches.
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts!
And a lot of cash as well. So
yeah.
they
Wait.
Okay.
He did all of this in like a handful of months. Like he did this like in 6 months, I think. Right?
There are so many. All right, let's get into it. So
how does one think that they can like just very rapidly acquire all? Okay.
They started investigating him because they thought maybe he lied on his resume, okay, about his educational and military background.
Step 1, lie on your resume. Step 2, get gold bars. No one will notice.
So he said he graduated from Clemson. He said he graduated
Clemson with a P
from postgraduate school at the Navy, and he was like a aviator, a test pilot.
Where'd you go to postgrad school? Navy.
He said he graduated from like test pilot school as well. Okay. And so
I got my doctorate from test pilot school. I was the map reader in the back of the F-14. Jeff gets so mad when I did this.
The
CIA messaged me about it.
Hired this man. The CIA, last I checked, is part of the government and has access to all of these things.
They would be the ones that would be good at checking your background, right?
This was a fun quote. Between November 2025 and March of this year, so as you said, not a very long period of time, Rush allegedly made several requests to the government to obtain large amounts of foreign currency and tens of millions of dollars in gold bars for work-related expenses.
Okay, how much of this is happening that we're telling the guy, I need this money in my office because I'm going to go bribe a
foreign dignitary or something?
Yeah. Yes. And this is the one that got caught.
Right. Who else is taking pallets of cash to Iraq and secretly putting it in their mini storage? Yeah, this is wild shit, dude.
That's a great story.
It's a great story. I want somebody to make a movie
I'm actually
about.
more surprised that the Trump administration has got this guy. Like,
you would think that they might just pardon him and bring him inside.
they're going
right?
after George Santos.
Speaking of which, we're not there yet, but we're going to get to that.
Oh, that's mine.
Okay. Federal prosecutors charged a Google software engineer with insider trading, alleging he used confidential data to make over $1.2 billion trading on Polymarket. Now, the original headline said $1.2 million, but if you look inside the article, it says $1.2 billion.
Which one's real? That's an order of magnitude.
It is. As far as I can tell, it's B. It's billion with the B. But even if it is 1.2 million, that's still...
How do you make $1 billion?
All right. So he had access to, they're calling explicit access to confidential non-public data. This is on Google's year-end search list. So you know how every year they release a list of like the top search terms. So he knew what was going to be in there before it was. And these apparently these are popular things.
He was gambling on what's going to be in the year's top 10.
And apparently
that is the lamest thing I've ever heard.
Hey,
he bet on people's Spotify Wrapped.
Yes. He risked more than $2.7 million on the prediction markets between October and December of last year, having inside access to what the results were actually going to be. And so apparently that's a big thing to bet on over there at Polymarket.
You know what this reminds me of that's not related at all is how Elon Musk like was hinting on election day that he like knows that Trump was winning, and how he like supposedly had access to stuff via Starlink. Like, don't people say like he used Starlink to hack the voting machines? And
I've
Victor
heard
Hugo
conspiracy theories of this. Yeah. I didn't think it was true.
I made up the Victor Hugo part.
I don't know about the Hugo part. Yeah.
Who's
All
Victor
right.
Hugo?
Anyways, so that's a really wild story. Now you brought this story, which is the next one, number 16.
Victor Hugo is a member of the Senate of France. And Victor Hugo, yes.
Oh, that's what happened. I forgot to number this one.
French Revolution.
All right, you're on 16 there.
You're on. It's like cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Victor Hugo. These words. DOJ is investigating George Santos for insider trading on Kalshi.
All right, so this all started with a tweet video that Santos posted saying that he was going to be at the State of the Union.
Okay.
Now, on Kalshi, you can bet on who will be at the State of the Union. He bet that he would not be at the State of the Union after
he told people to bet on him being there?
Well, he didn't say to bet. He just said, I'm going to be there.
He didn't say you can bet on that?
No. He just said,
What's
I'm going to.
Word say?
Those are my words. Yeah. Oh. So he said, I'm going to be at the State of the Union, and then you can bet on that. And he did. He bet that he wouldn't be there. And then.
I like this. So
he didn't go. And then he didn't go. And then he tweeted, I'm in the airport. I really wish I could have made it to the State of the Union. And he didn't go. All right. So when questioned by NPR if he had a Kalshi account, he said, I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no. He went on to say that the co-founder of Kalshi, Luana Lopez Lara, is a fellow Brazilian whom he personally knows. He said he would call her to get to the bottom. This is classic Santos.
Yeah.
He said he would call her to the bottom of whether an investigation had been launched. When they reached out to Luana Lopez Lara, she said, no, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I don't know him at all. And so
she's heard of him.
Yeah, but they don't have a personal relationship.
All Brazilians know each other.
Right. It's a very small country. Very small.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he is being investigated by the DOJ for bets that he made that he wouldn't be at the State of the Union on Kalshi. Yeah.
That's a fun one.
That is those
I like that he keeps coming up in the news. Like, what a piece of shit, right?
What a piece of shit.
He is such a symptom of our times.
He really is.
It's our fault. It's our fault. We get this because we allow it. Do you know why you Americans have such bad food? Because you allow it. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's just an attention whore, and he just does whatever he can to stay. Even this might even be on purpose. Robinhood launched agentic trading in the agentic credit card.
Don't like that at all.
Allowing users to connect AI agents to dedicated trading accounts and virtual cards to trade stocks and make purchases on users' behalf.
Isn't there a guy at like Citadel that just has a screen open and reacts to everything Donald Trump says on Truth Central and just makes millions of dollars for that company?
There probably is. I don't know that story, but there probably is.
I mean, it was very specific. It'd be weird if you said yes, that's true, and you knew it.
This is in beta right now, so you can only trade equities this way. But you can give your agent access to your virtual credit card and let it go buy stuff for you. Yeah.
What happens if there's
Frog protection.
What if there's frog? Is there frog protection for this?
And what happens when it's not beta? Because they're planning to be able to make it buy crypto and other types of assets, commodities, etc. in the future. So, I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? Like after all the last 3 stories we heard, and now we're going to have AI being able to do this shit. I think it's going to be fine, you guys.
It's going to crash,
just fine.
And then we will not have to worry about it as much as we worry about it right now. That's
all right.
How much did my kimono separate when I did that big back bend, Alan?
I didn't notice. I was looking at the sheets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In other news, we had a couple stories here. Did you know that Iran has a cryptocurrency firm?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So the U.S. imposed sanctions on Iran's largest cryptocurrency firm. It's called Nobatex, founded by 2 brothers from an elite clan with close ties to the supreme leader and the former supreme leader. Apparently, according to this reporting in the New York Times, they've been using this ever since the war began, and probably before, to move billions of dollars around to support their proxies like Hezbollah, Hamas, etc., as well as
this weekend, no fucking shit,
right? As well as the IRGC, and we just got around to it. We just now got around to imposing sanctions on this cryptocurrency.
What would imposing sanctions mean? How do you?
I don't even know how you freeze these assets, right? I don't know.
But better not. If I catch you using that,
I'm gonna send in Claude Mythos to get you.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know, but I was just, first of all, I didn't know that there was a large cryptocurrency firm of that size in Iran.
I didn't either.
And then that we're just doing it now, 4 months into this war, is pretty wild. All right. I hinted at this earlier. The White House fights court order on tariff refunds. This is just more evidence of this administration doing whatever it can to stall and stymie and get around.
So nobody's got their tariff refunds yet?
Not many. I think.
What about Costco?
I don't know if Costco has gotten their refunds or not.
I hope Costco gets it. They're going to raise their hot dogs.
No, over his dead body.
I will eat my dick before we have to. I will fucking kill you. That's what he said.
So basically, they've been going back and forth about whether or not and how they would process these refunds. And this judge is getting a little bit pissed off. So only in the past week did the government reveal in clear terms that it would not proceed these refunds automatically and that it expected each importer to file its own lawsuit. We're talking about like 300,000 individual entities, I think, here that are involved in this. That's a lot of fucking lawsuits.
It does.
On which a judge would have to issue importer-specific orders just to get its money back. By the way, there is also within the legal structure.
Is the government making interest on this? Or is there some?
No. Okay. Well, they're paying. They have to pay interest on it.
Oh fuck!
So it's even worse than that.
See, I thought it was incentivized to keep the money in their account and let it grow.
The stance appeared to infuriate Judge Eaton, who was overseeing this case, who then ordered Mr. Scott, the Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, to testify at a hearing on June 9th. So that's 6 days from now. The Justice Department then stepped in and is trying to do everything they can.
That math checks out. I'm looking at the calendar.
They're trying to do everything they can to prevent this from happening, saying he can't testify. They'll send somebody else. The judge is pretty adamant, no. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in 6 days. There was a quote.
Who are they trying to bring in?
The head of U.S. Customs and Border. Yeah. Okay. Because they're the ones that are in charge with the tariffs. Yeah.
Great Scott. You never hear Great Scott anymore.
It's true. Should be more Great Scots. Hey, I got wistful for a second.
Yeah.
There's a quote from an economist in this article, also from the Times, by the way, said companies would likely use refunds to replenish their working capital and adjust supply chains rather than to cut prices or return money to consumers. So, we're all still fucked.
It doesn't sound unusual at all.
Does not.
Oh, God. All right. Then it says Santos being investigated, but that's my note from earlier. Does that mean we've reached the end of our headlines?
Well, there is one more headline.
Oh.
You added this one. Masturbation among birds is natural. It should not be punished, say experts.
It's natural, healthy behavior and should not be punished.
Yes.
How the headline is interesting, right?
Yeah.
The headline somehow packs more judgment than I was prepared for. Like, I didn't know that birds were being punished for it. Who's punished? Did you read the article?
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to
read.
read.
Are other birds shaming and punishing those birds?
No,
or are
bird
people going around
keepers
stopping the birds? Bird keepers
are often advised to discourage and even punish birds from masturbating.
Why?
The study found the activity was more common in the wild than in captivity.
It's natural, Alan.
Yeah, so they thought that maybe it was because they're in cages.
Stuck in a cage, got nothing better to do, might as well goon.
Apparently they goon out there all the time. Which, why wouldn't you? Like, of course.
These birds a towel.
It's natural. They need, you know what? They need an edging service towel.
Yeah.
An investigation into acts of self-pleasure among parrots and other birds has reached a climax. That was a choice.
Stop it.
This is too funny. With the results providing welcome relief for...
Come on.
I'm just reading the article.
This is from The Guardian.
Yeah. Welcome relief for vets and researchers, not to mention the birds themselves. So as I said, essentially what they found is that this happens in the wild all the time. It's not a problem, and we should stop shaming these birds for, doing what you got to do.
Did they describe how a bird masturbates?
No, I don't.
Is it feather or is it beak?
It's got to be beak, I imagine.
I mean, maybe we're thinking this too close-minded. Maybe they got to who's a pretty girl, or who's a pretty bird, excuse me.
Or maybe they just find a
something
nice,
to grind on.
That's yes.
Yeah.
Branch.
Birds have
a branch of the right shape.
I have a question for you, Alan.
Uh-huh.
What's a parakeet's penis look like?
Oh, I think it's in a. So I think they have like a cloaca, right? Like kind of like a.
Yeah.
Alligator has, because all their stuff comes out the one pipe, right? And that's all in the same little thing. I think they have a little pouch and that thing's in there. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Can you show me later?
Sure.
Okay.
There's some people like there are private bird owners who were like worried because their birds were masturbating a lot, and so they would take them to vets and stuff and be like, "Hey, I'm really concerned about my bird just jerking off all the time."
Remember on Conan O'Brien, the famous character, the masturbating bird?
Yeah, exactly.
Here it is. Oh man, he's just grinding on that nest.
I guess that's how that works.
He could not control. Oh, this goes on for.
This is better than that tortoise video.
It is better than that.
So they were actually in some cases giving birds like drugs and hormonal therapies to to desex them, or even surgeries. This is such a big deal. I mean, let the birds get off. Come on. Life's hard out there for a bird. The smile on your face, you're enjoying this way too much.
I think he's getting close. I just want to see what happens.
No, I think
he's definitely getting more aggressive. He's a lot more animated. Now he's slowing down.
Oh, I think he's done.
I think he's no longer interested anymore. Yeah.
I have owned a couple parakeets, and I have never known them to do that behavior. But maybe
did you have to throw a towel over the cage or something?
maybe that's what was happening after the towel was thrown over.
Yeah,
perhaps.
All right. Well, that was a lot more fun than I had expected.
That was fun.
What have you been watching other than birds jacking off?
So I watched Man on Fire, not the Denzel Washington movie.
They made a show?
Yeah, there's a Netflix series, and it's about
good?
It's okay. It's I have a hard time saying almost anything on Netflix is good. It's always cookie cutter, and this is cookie cutter, but it's not bad. It's not it's like 8 episodes. It's about a guy who
went through like a bunch of consultant testing, or what's that called?
Probably AI focus groups.
Focus groups.
Yeah, so it's about a guy who's like a former Intel sort of special forces kind of guy. And he has a very bad experience, and he kind of has some PTSD, and he goes through it for a while, and he gets recruited by his former handler, I guess, who is now in the private sector to help him out in Brazil.
Can I jump ahead and
Sure.
ask? It turns out the person who recruited him is not as up and up as it appeared to be.
Close enough.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to spoil anything,
Yeah,
but
please, thank you.
It's not exactly that, but it's adjacent to that. We'll say.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's cool explosions. There's
Does
nobody.
he put a firecracker up somebody's butt or whatever he did? And
No,
remember that guy? Yeah.
No, but there are.
He had some kind of explosive inside that man's keister.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Creasy. Is there a little girl that goes Creasy a bunch of times? Is that Dakota Fanning?
His name is Creasy in the show.
I know his. Well, I
Yeah.
know Alan. I've seen Man.
And
on
there
Fire.
is a girl, but she doesn't call. She's not that young. I think Dakota Fanning was way younger.
Fire. Cast
Cast.
2004.
The girl
It
in
is
this.
Dakota Fanning. Alan, it is Dakota Fanning.
Look at you. The girl in this is
Mickey
way
Rourke
older.
is
Like she's like a teenager or something. She's in high school, I think.
Oh, okay.
Dakota was like a little girl, right? And
Yeah. Creasy.
Yeah.
Oh God, people can't listen to this.
But it is
She's 32 now.
It's a similar like sort of dynamic and vibe. It's very similar to the original
Okay,
movie.
so you wouldn't say don't watch it, but it's kind of like if you've got time to kill
Yeah,
and you're into
exactly.
that type of show, you're not going to hate it. Okay,
Yes.
I watch a lot of shows like that.
Yeah.
Have you watched the new Jack Ryan movie?
No,
I'm going to have to watch it by myself because Natasha won't, and I put it on and I was like, you're gonna like this, and like a minute in, I'm like, she's not gonna like this. Don't make her do it.
So as I was looking for something to watch, I saw that and I chose this instead. But I will go back and watch that. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Reacher.
Yeah, I do too. Although I find myself zoning out on the series.
Sure.
And then, like, that's not Reacher, you jerk. Jack Ryan and Reacher are not the same.
Jack Ryan, I meant. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Krasinski.
Yes.
Krasinski. I haven't been watching a lot. I've just been watching Kath and Kim. I've been watching Your Friendly Neighbors and Space Show.
I have to get back to Space Show. I don't know why.
It's fine taking a break on it.
I need to go back.
You know, you
It's
got
a
a lot
lot
to
of
get
show.
caught up on, and
Yeah.
there's a good year in between each episode. So
Yeah.
and they recap you pretty well. The show that I did finish on Netflix is I keep calling it Bad Decisions. It's called Big Mistakes. Big Mistakes is a show on Netflix starring David from which is Eli Levy's son, Dan.
Okay.
Dan
Levy?
I think so.
Cool.
So if you watched Schitt's Creek, you know Eli Levy is the dad. His son is David. David. He's the main character in this. Him and his sister.
Okay.
And as is promised in the title, big mistakes ensue. I find the banter to be forced and not as charming as the banter in Schitt's Creek and things like that, which is what I think they were trying to recapture in a different, more edgy environment, because there's like mafia and things like that involved in this. It's very dark humor, and at times it's funny, but I think overall it misses the mark. One thing that's sort of I had to look this up, and there's a mom in this, and you get the feeling that Catherine O'Hara was supposed to be the mom, and then this woman was the mom instead. This woman's a good actress in her own. She deserves credit. I just can't remember her name. But I did look it up. They were always casting her, and it was never Catherine O'Hara. But it even gives you the feeling that they were like, okay, we got to reshoot this.
The vibe.
Catherine O'Hara died.
Okay.
Yeah, because she was the mom in David, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Catherine O'Hara was. It's fine. By the end of the season, I was a lot more hooked on it, and I am intrigued in the second season. But we watched this over like the last 2 months, which is really rare for a 10
To take that
episode
long,
sitcom. Yeah. We just kept we were like, oh, we should go watch that. And we'd watch 2 episodes and be like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think that the second season could have some promise, and if it's better, I will say definitely watch the first season if it turns out to be as good as I'm hoping it becomes. How's that?
Okay. Cool.
That's big mistakes. Like my untested way of ending this episode, which is asking you a question. You like when I ask you questions.
Sure.
What are some forms of entertainment from our childhood that you can recall off the top of your head? You did not get primed on this. I didn't warn you in advance.
No.
What are some forms of entertainment from our childhood that are way too lethal and dangerous?
I think definitely like those carnival rides that came to town.
Dude, they still do one. Like, you know, when you come out of Neely's Bend and you get onto Gallatin Road from my house, there's that Carl's Jr. that's just never going to get demolished or taken over. Right next to it, there's like an unlevel parking lot, and they like put blocks under those things to make it level. And it's just like, dog, this is just.
I mean, I have to imagine it was even worse, you know, when we were kids, right? Like,
right.
And we would. And I'm talking a very small town that I lived in. That's carnival would come through. These were not the best.
You think
carnivals.
They got insurance?
No,
like,
these fucking carnies, man. And we, you know, I'd go there as a little kid with my friends. And
that is a great answer. I was thinking more about like small stakes,
like lawn darts.
So I think 100% the one thing that everybody always goes to is lawn darts.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you think there's anyone out there that doesn't know what lawn darts are?
There probably are some.
So lawn
Gen
darts
Zers,
was not for kids to play with. This was for parents to play with in the yard at like a family party while the kids were playing in the yard.
Yeah.
But the kids were playing in the yard.
Right.
So the parents are out there. So lawn darts, what? You would throw it in like an underhand motion and you try to
land it in the hoop or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, they were steel.
Yes,
like,
they were metal heavy.
Yeah. They were designed to arc through the air, spike down, landing in the grass.
Yeah, like a bomb.
Or a child's head.
Or a child's head. Or leg or arm or whatever.
Arcing.
Yeah.
I think another one you could have gone with would have been slip and slide, right? Like that was another one that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I got some bad rashes on slip and slides. That's happened.
Never enough water, right?
Never.
Or there's always like a rock.
A rock.
Underneath
The
there.
rock is the problem.
Or you slide off at the end.
That too. Yeah.
But that's all just being a kid. Here's one that I just found out about recently. Can I introduce you to something called the hop rod? Can you type in hop rod?
Is this gonna?
Nah, don't worry about it. That's
okay.
not-
Hop rod. Is this like the? I have a
Go to the Henry Ford. Can you actually? Do you see the show sheet? Click on that link I got right here.
Oh, I was thinking. Is it like a pogo stick kind of thing?
It is like a pogo stick. Do you have it open?
Okay, it's opening right now.
So this is the Henry Ford Museum. This is in a museum of inventions.
Okay.
There's
Batteries?
a sentence in this that why don't you describe what you're looking at, and then there's a sentence that I really want to read out loud that I have isolated from this. Describe this to the listeners.
Okay, it looks like a pair of stilts that somebody's wearing that has some sort of device that propels it up.
So the act of jumping onto the pogo stick causes the compression, which ignites the gas fuel mixture and creates the combustion engine. It is a gas-powered pogo stick for the low price of $70 in 1970.
Wow.
The engine, upon impact with the ground, whether the rider landed vertically or at an angle, making it easy to be thrown sideways, into trees, or other obstacles. Period. New sentence. Injuries followed.
Oh, I see it now. It looks like a crossbow almost that you stand
how did this
on.
get made, let alone sold? Alan, I think I'm going to end the show after this. This was sold from 1970 to 1975.
5 years.
That lasted longer than the Confederacy.
This is what they mean when they say "Make America Great Again." This is,
Bring back the hop rod. Yeah. All right. Well, head on over to the Ford Museum, and while you're on the internet, head on over to nuntaken.horse and join the Patreon. Find other ways you can support the show in other ways there. If you'd like to support this fine program, head on over to nuntaken.horse, and we'll be back next week with some more dumb bullshit.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Have fun storming the castle.
Jeeves, bring me the battery acid.
It's not for women.
When a guy's banging you,
Y'all let me in his damn house.
oh, how about that?
Come in the name of peace.
LMFAO.
So what in the world is this?
Trump's pee-pee.
Why would you say something that stupid?
I come without explanations or solutions.
I'm a very sexy lady, cat turd. I will not suffer this harlot.
How great! An anti-American Marxist!
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Read the news.
China is asshole.
God bless
the United States.
Bye-bye.
Now this is podcasting.
We just do bye-bye.
Cheers.
Like, fuck all of that. Oh, yeah, drive safe. Back at
was fun.
Delinda Est. That was fun.